What's up, beautiful people? We are back in business to show you the best ramp up deck in Clash Royale right now. So the ramp up challenge just begun like a minute ago. I have a deck prepared and I'm going to be showing you guys why I like it. First off, whenever it's ramp up challenge, we just want to understand what the thing is. It starts at 1x elixir, it ramps its way up from 2 to 3, and then there's a whole bunch more units on the map. So obviously you want to run a deck that is capable of getting a great matchup in triple elixir. That's why we're running Splash Shard. When there's more units on the map, we use our splash damage and get more value. So obviously, if we're able to get a graveyard directly on tower, we don't have to find our way through a whole bunch of win conditions. Graveyard's just a very reliable thing. You can poison when your opponent has a lot of stuff on the map for a lot of value. And you can use Isis or Tornado Baby Dragon to clump up all of your opponent's units and get even more value from that perspective. So you should run Valkyrie or Knight depending on what you're comfortable with. Both of them work. This is also a great deck for ladder or grand challenges. If you guys have champions, highly recommend Skeleton King instead of Knight. But, you know, we're going to be running a Knight here. I think that Valkyrie would be slightly better, but just want to experiment with a Knight and then we'll switch it to a Valkyrie later on. I think Valkyrie, because of the splash damage, it will be better in the later stages of the challenge. Anyway, we're going to complete this without any losses. Let's freaking go. You guys already know I love running these special events. As soon as I just get into them, it's always a bit of a blast. I've been grinding a lot of ladder, creating a ton of videos, and yeah, let me know what your guys' favorite videos or favorite deck was recently if you guys have been watching any of the videos on my channel. Anyway, we're going to be jumping into the action and see what's up. You guys know the deal. Definitely just going to go for Knight in the back, and if he has Electro Spirit, like, for the most part on ladder, I wouldn't even bother trying to activate King Tower because it would be like not worth it, just because most people that are running Electro Spirit would have either Royal Hogs or like typically Royal Giant or Expo typically. That's what, but not all the time are they going to end up having Royal Hogs. Anyway, we're going to be able to activate King Tower quite nicely with this tornado placement. So if you guys haven't done this before, you're able to pull all the piggies directly in the middle and take no damage. Super important to do that. If you're a better player at top ladder, you'll hit that placement every time. If you guys are just learning that right now, that will make your graveyard experience way easier, and you'll just beat people when, you know, they don't even know what to do anymore because the Royal Hogs are going to take a -2 trade and a King Tower activation. It's just terrible for them, obviously. So I know that's one of the biggest things that's helped me personally, and hopefully we can continue to give you guys these tips and tricks with this deck because it's one of my best decks. It's one of my favorite decks in the game. All right, so we're going to poison here, and then I could have also pulled, you could pull a Goblin Cage Brawler directly to the King Tower as well, even regardless of HP. I'm going to Tombstone here since it pulls all the Royal Hogs, and then it's going to pull everything up a little bit further, so then if he goes in for a Fly Machine, it would target that. But then, unfortunately, he was able to kill it, so he was able to get a bit more value. The difficulty with this matchup is, like, Fly Machine is a very tough card to kill, but specifically since I have, like, a lot of tanks, I should be fine. Also, being able to lock onto that is nice. I can go in for a Poison. I'm going to Tornado everything into the Poison, so we don't have to worry about that. Actually, a little bit more annoying than I thought it would be, but it is what it is. I'm going to go for a Tombstone here, and then I'm going to use my Barbarian Barrel. So even if you make mess-ups, even if you don't play your best, because you have a really nice King Tower activation, you should be able to get away with, you know, bad plays here and there. Anyway, I can go in for a Baby Dragon in a graveyard. If he goes in for Royal Recruits, that's not going to be able to stop the Baby Dragon from crossing the river, so I think he loses the game here. Remember, he's got Fireball, so I want to cycle Tombstone early on and get back to another one, and then separate it from my Ice Wizard so he can't get too much value. I'm going to Tornado that, so then the Fly Machine guarantees its death, and then we do take the tower there too. So he's going to continue to spam into me, but it doesn't matter because we've got Tombstone, so I'm not scared. This is just like a really reliable thing, just spamming Tombstones in every single situation, right? When it dies, you get back to another one because you cycle it early on. Whatever card you dropped earlier, you're going to get back to faster. I know that's common sense, but I just wanted to spell that out for people that have not, you know, really thought about their card cycle, and they just drop whatever they feel like on defending at that moment. The order of what you use on defense matters so much. So that's a big reason for why people are better at decks than other people, is because they prioritize defending a card first. So for instance, if I'm playing against a Mega Knight deck and I'm running a deck with Knight or Valkyrie, what I'll do is I'll cycle my Knight or Valkyrie early on in double or triple elixir, so then I can get back to a second Knight or Valkyrie to stop the big Mega Knight pushes. And that's one of the reasons that Knight and Valkyrie are actually used over champions at higher ladder sometimes, because you can cycle multiple of them instead of running like one Skeleton King or one Mighty Miner. Also, huge thanks to everyone that's here. Guys, by the way, this is a challenge that I stayed up until 1 o'clock in the morning to chill with you guys for. So hopefully you enjoy it, and leave a like on the video if you guys want to see me stay up and do these challenges as soon as they come out. Because, you know, I'd love to continue to do that. The last one did so well, so, I mean, it shows that you guys like this, so hopefully you continue to like these, and then I can just continue to do them. Hey, your live streams are the most? Yo, dude, I'm happy you like the live streams. I'm really, really stoked to hear that. You can activate King Tower with a skeleton barrel, but I don't know if that's the right play anymore because he's going to go in for a Dark Prince. I feel like that's not the right decision for us. Okay, so he's got Clone. As you guys can see, this is going to be extremely good for me because I can just poison everything and it all dies. He's a Dark Prince, doesn't even get a hit. Yeah. That's why we like this deck so much is no matter what stupid deck your opponent has, you're going to be chilling. You're going to be sitting there on your side of the map and you're going to be like, yo, you have nothing that can break through me. It's pretty crazy. Change deck, please. We can change it to the Valkyrie version. I can show a couple of different decks for sure, but I wanted to show like the best deck here, the best deck for me, the best deck for most people would be running this with Valkyrie or without Valkyrie. I just want to make sure, since a lot of people do these ramp up challenges and don't necessarily have a game plan or want to know like the best stuff, I always want to make sure that I showcase that. I watched you. I predicted that I'd be playing Graveyard. Yeah, Graveyard's just the best deck in these challenges typically. That's what I would recommend most people to play. And, you know, at least if you continue to like these challenges, you'll get better at Graveyard because you'll keep watching me play different Graveyard decks depending on the challenge and always have a good deck depending on what we're doing. I mean, if Graveyard gets nerfed or anything, then you guys will see something different. But, you know, I always want to provide the best decks for the challenges. And a lot of times it's going to be Graveyard because it is a top, like, 2 to 3 win condition. I could be showing Goblin Drill decks for you guys, but Goblin Drill is like higher skill, and a lot of people don't necessarily know the placements, aren't very familiar with it. I think Graveyard is like pretty self-explanatory and or just maybe even better. I think Graveyard is probably better than Goblin Drill right now in this specific type of special challenge format. Whereas the Goblin Drill, it can get shut down by a lot of units, right? Like you can get shut down by a Mega Knight, a Valkyrie, all that stuff. So I also just misclicked, which doesn't matter that much. Let's say it's calculated to give our opponent a bit of a chance of this one, I guess. We'll just lie to everyone and say that, all right? All right, we're going to poison, and then we can go in for another Baby Dragon. I'd like to take more towers. I'd like to just take more crowns out here. You guys know the deal. Also, Tombstone up high. You guys might think, oh, that's not going to pull the Tombstone. That's not going to pull the Balloon. That's not going to pull the Skeleton Barrel. It always does when you drop in that placement, so we vibe in. I like these streams. Thanks for streaming and giving good advice. Anytime, guys. Anytime. If you guys have any questions at all, just ask them because, you know, in easier games that I've definitely guaranteed a W, we'll be switching it up and asking or answering any questions. 3 a.m. in a SIRTAG stream? Yeah, dude, I stayed up until 1 o'clock in the morning for you guys. What's up? Live streams are fun to watch. I'm super happy to hear that. Damn, thank you for staying up. It helps my time on the other side of the world. Hey, let's go. Why use Barrel over Logs? That's a great question. Bard Barrel is better in this Graveyard deck specifically because... Oh, wow. Why does it even have a thing of over 200 when I can just flow past it? Is it just to discourage me from saving up my stuff? Bro, guys. This is straight sorcery. It says you can only get 200, but I'm here with 350. And the only way you can continue to collect them is through these challenges. Wow, I'm going to have like a massive box opening on the first challenge of the month. In 6 days, the first challenge, you guys already know. You better be here because I'm just going to unlock all of the banners. It's going to be really, really fun. But make sure to subscribe if you haven't already because you guys will get to see me do all the banners. The new ones, at least. Let's keep going. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so we'll see what else we can do. Definitely going to go in for like Ice Wizards, Baby Dragons, depending on what we feel. SIRTAG's like, what is sleep? Dude, I don't know what sleep is. That's a foreign concept to me. We're out here grinding. Harry recorded a video today, and, you know, we're grinding this challenge and hopefully able to pop off. I really want YouTube to be the most successful thing it can be for me, and I love it, and I love Clash Royale, and I don't see myself stopping it anytime soon. Like, this is what I want to be doing, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I think one of the things that you'll see from content creators and people that do content for a while, you'll see the people that actually really enjoy it, and then you'll see the people that kind of just do it for money and then kind of just dip out eventually, right? So you'll see based off of how much effort people put in. Maybe there's some other intermediary like life events or things that go on, but you know, if a lot of times when people make enough money, they just dip out of everything. Yo, what's up, Will? What's going on, man? Lots and lots of love. What if I don't have all the cards needed? You should have almost all the cards needed for this specific deck. I'll run another deck in case you don't. I said I was going to run a couple different versions. We will definitely run some other ones today. But yeah, I mean, Graveyard is just a super reliable card, and it's one of the best scaling cards into late game, so that's why I figured it would be one of the better decks for this challenge. We could activate King Tower with the Bowler if I tornadoed the Bowler closer to the Ice Wizard, but I decided not to. I decided to just use my defensive purposes here. Yo, the Giant looked like it was going to hit the tower, and then we said no, and then it didn't get anything. Wait, is he? Okay, the Electro Wizard gave some damage. So sometimes you want to go opposite lane because they go in for a Bowler. You don't want to go for a Barbaro into that. You're already going to give them too much value if you do. So I'm just going to play a little bit more defensive here. I can go Ice Wizard, and then I can go for Knight on top because I don't want the Wizard to splash onto our tower or anything like that if he goes in for a weird Tornado or something. We can activate King Tower with this Electro Wizard, so I'm going to go and do that right now. Wait, it's going to maybe hit the Ice Wizard. That would be kind of bad if it did. Okay, so yeah, the Ice Wizard slowed it down so it didn't get the hit. Usually it would hit my tower there. Oh, I did a really bad Graveyard placement. That could activate King Tower. I hope that none of the skeletons go towards it. Okay, cool. He dropped an Electro Wizard that he probably wasn't supposed to. He should have just dropped it in the inside corner. Got pretty lucky with that, to be honest. All right, we can go in for a Graveyard here because the Electro Wizard is going to die, so we can go Graveyard with Baby Dragon, and then when he Mega Beams, we're going to Tornado it closer to our tower, so the Baby Dragon stays alive a little bit longer, and that means we get more damage. I could Poison. It doesn't really matter what I decide to do here. We are running against someone that's got a giant deck that just gets shut down super easily. You'll see decks like this in Ramp Up Challenge. You'll see this in like Ladder all the time, where you're just going to play against someone that has a big beatdown deck, and then you look at them and you're like, bro, you got nothing out here. So easy King Tower activation with the Bowler. This is one thing that you guys will notice every single time when you watch me play. I will get King Tower activations in every chance I can, just because it makes defense just so much easier. So might as well, because if I have easier defense and I can throw more elixir at my opponent, and then obviously I can just continue to get better and better trades. So that's how we roll. I'm gonna Graveyard again. I can go in for a Barbarian Barrel here, even if he's able to get a pretty good play with the Lightning. He's not going to be able to break through this because he can Tornado it all back, and then the Skeletons kill the Giant. So as you can see, I think this guy is not a bad player, and the reason why I'm going to win this one is specifically because I have the capability of continuously going for win conditions that get onto the tower, and he's stuck trying to Lightning Cycle me, which, I mean, it does kind of work sometimes, but not all the time. The Baby Dragon locks tower, and then we win the game. And if you have a 3-card cycle of champions, the matchup is even easier. But yeah, we don't even have to worry about that. We can just Tornado, Poison, and then go with an easy win. GG. So you guys were wondering, what would you do if you weren't running this deck? This would just be the deck I would be running, like no questions asked. I'm not running champions, so I mean, if you're playing these challenges, you probably will have Graveyard unlocked. It's one of the oldest legendaries in the game too, and you don't even need to have it leveled up. No matter what your levels are, it all scales to the right thing. So all you have to do is have Graveyard unlocked. Let's try to find some other deck that we could play, potentially. See if there's anything on TV Royale that I like. I mean, there wasn't anything that I saw that I enjoyed. Yeah, honestly, I'm not going to fib. Like, you should have this unlocked. And if you don't, comment down below, and maybe I can find a different deck later on for you. And I'll respond to all the comments. So I literally read every single comment on this video. So make sure to, yeah, just comment anything that you guys want to see, and on the VOD I will still reply. Yo, what time is it here? It's 1:20 right now. I'm kind of excited for level 14 so I can have champions. Yeah, champions are a little bit unfair. So what happens is, if you guys didn't understand this already, champions, they don't allow you to cycle multiple champions on the board. So what happens is, since they don't allow you to cycle a champion, you get back to your other cards quicker. So you can get back to a card by only cycling 3 cards when you have a champion on the map. Typically, it takes 4 cards to cycle back to something. Like, I cycle Knight, then I have to go Barbarian Barrel, I have to go Tombstone and Poison, and then Tornado. That's 4 cards, right? I have to drop 4 stuff. And then my opponent will just be able to go in for units that I might not be able to counter without getting back to the card, right? But I can outpace people really quickly if I end up running a version that has that has the champion over the Knight. Like, if you have Skeleton King instead of Knight, I can get back to multiple graveyards and double and triple elixir before my opponent's back to a counter to it. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Just because I can't cycle multiple Skeleton Kings, it allows me to cycle multiple graveyards instead, which is really broken and unfair. Okay, so this guy is going to go in for Goblin Barrel in the back. That was actually pretty well played on his end. I wasn't really thinking. I'll go for a poison immediately, just so the baby dragon doesn't die. I think that's probably a little bit better. I could graveyard with this. It's not necessarily worth it. He has Dark Goblin instead of Princess, so I don't have to worry about too much. That's directly on tower, so I'm able to finish that off pretty easily with a Barbarian Barrel. I do have to go for a Knight here, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it isn't the best thing. Okay, so this guy's got champions. Wow, so he is running a pretty good matchup here since he has Dark Goblin. Dark Goblin is easier for him to defend the graveyards with, whereas the Princess, it has splash damage, but it doesn't fire very fast. So the Dark Goblin is way harder to play against for sure. If he's good, he should be able to Rocket Cycle the left-hand tower. If he doesn't know how to play it, then he won't Rocket Cycle, obviously. I think that was directly in front. That was unfortunate. I thought it was like in front with off to the side, but it wasn't. I'm going to go in for Baby Dragon here. And then he's going to Inferno Tower again, but that's going to be a -1 trade, which is quite good for us. And then we can Poison on top of this, and then we can go for Barbarian Barrel. That's in front again. Exact same spot that he did before. He looks like he's trying to out-cycle me right now. Or no, I guess he's going to try to Rocket Cycle because he knows that that's the right thing to do. Yeah, we're just going to let this roll and then go for a Tornado so that we can kill that. And then I'm going to go in for a Tombstone and then Ice Wizard. So it looks like this might actually be a first loss. I hope it's not the case, but he should be able to Rocket Cycle that. And the Inferno Tower is just a really easy play now. And then he can go for a Dark Goblin behind the tower. So I need to be able to spam a lot of Elixir here. And he should be able to Rocket me out if I get unlucky. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to go in, and I think I do take my first loss in this tournament, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I wish I had a little bit more time because I would have been able to take out the tower. That is a hard counter to us. It's very possible to win. I just was a little bit sleepy on the Goblin Barrel. I let the Goblin Barrel get a couple too many extra hits, and I did take a loss. It happens. What's your highest ever donation? I think I got $5,000 by a prolific painter before. That was pretty cool. All right, let's keep going. Thoughts on Ebarb's Rage Cycle? Terrible. You don't really want to run Ebarb's Rage Cycle unless you want to troll around and win with that. Earthquake or Poison? How do you include... okay, so that's a pretty easy question to answer. Poison is really good when you want aerial denial. So area denial meaning like they can't drop things in that area for a while. So it's really good with Graveyard because when I Graveyard here and I Poison, then my opponent can't go in for bait cards inside the Graveyard Skeletons. They can't kill the Graveyard Skeletons with melee cards. Earthquake is only really used when you're trying to beat someone that ends up having like buildings. It can be used to finish off Magic Archers with a log plus Earthquake, but necessarily not really a great strategy or a great card. So maybe keep in mind there. Alright, as I said, pretty easy to activate King Tower with this deck. Against Mega Knight, you can go in for a Tombstone, and then you can go for the Tornado as you just saw, or you could go for a Barbarian Barrel, and then you can go for a Tombstone. Or you can go for a Barbarian Barrel, and then you can go for the Tornado. Either of those works. Alright, so it is double Elixir. We're going to be cheesing, and we're going to be going in with the Graveyard, and we're going to be going for a Barb Barrel. I can also Poison if I need to, but no big deal. Playing against double spawners is really easy with this deck because you can just Poison whatever they do every time. So he can't really stack up Spear Goblins here because they're just going to die. The Knight is definitely dead, but it's okay if I go for a Knight here and have it die. It's like not going to be able to finish anything off besides the damn that he's coming at us with. I guess we can activate, well, we had already activated King Tower. We can just go and pull that again and then Tombstone here so then that doesn't go towards us. Spawners are annoying, but they're not necessarily the end of the world. I'm just going to go Knight here. And then that's going to soak up the damage. He went for a cannon card to try to snipe me. The Furnace is going to give him a lot of value, but since it's going to be around even tower damage on both sides, I just didn't feel like I was compelled to do anything about it. Ice Wizard needs one more hit for it to be worth it, and then we can Poison on this. Then we can go for another Ice Wizard. And then I can Graveyard afterward. So typically playing against someone that's running a deck like this, it's pretty important to just make sure that you're always Poisoning on offense whenever you can. Because in double and triple Elixir, you can cycle back to multiple of them if you need to. And it will be able to kill the cannon cart inside the Poison so then he doesn't get the counter push. And then the Fire Spirits, even though I'm not hitting the Furnace, the Fire Spirits are going to die. So then it doesn't matter if I hit the Furnace or not because he's not going to get value from the Furnace. The entire problem for the Furnace is when he gets too many Fire Spirits in the map. Yeah, we're going to go in for this. We're going to stack up another Poison. We're going to be able to hit everything. As I said, I needed to get back to another Poison. I got back to it really easily. And then we can go for a Graveyard right afterwards. So should be nice stuff. Should be a win. And yeah, no problems, no questions asked. I did kind of troll around in the last match and lost because, yeah, Dark Goblin, but, you know, it does happen. GG's. Yeah, I guess the other difficulty with this deck is if you play against an Inferno Dragon Lava Hound deck with, like, Flying Machine, the Inferno Dragon because you don't have a reset, and then you also don't have a good way of killing. But yeah, you don't have a reset, and all of your cards like Knight, Baby Dragon, Ice Wizard, they don't do that much damage, so they're going to get melted by Inferno Dragons really fast. So Inferno Dragon and Inferno Tower, those are tough cards to deal with. I think if the last guy had Cannon, he also would have lost that game as well. So he literally had like the best thing he could have had. Did you watch CRL? I did a little bit. I didn't watch the entire thing. Typically, I don't really watch CRL that much. It was way more interesting this season, last season. Watching it online, there was no connection with the players, and it just didn't feel good. But now, like with watching it in person, the emotion, the storyline, everything about it, it was just so much more compelling. That was cool. Mesmerizing placements is hard, but you went to Yale, so I'm not surprised. Yeah. You guys trolled me so hard. I played a tennis tournament at Yale, and I have a tennis shirt that says Yale Tennis. And everyone in the chat was just trolling me so hard. They're like, oh, you went to Yale. And now there's like a meme on my stream where everyone's like, oh, he graduated at Yale at 15 years old. And people actually believe that. And now people troll me with it. And it's, you know, it's cool, but it's also like a little bit scary too, because I think someone's going to actually believe that in some type of stupid interview or something, or I don't know. There's definitely something that's going to get me in trouble with those type of trolling memes. It'll be funny when it happens, I'm sure, but yeah, it's always interesting to make people believe things that aren't necessarily true. Anyway, yeah, we already won the game because you dropped a 7 elixir card in single elixir. You can't really do that. Barbud is a very, 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 very hard card to afford right now. It will be 6 elixir soon, so it'll be easier to drop. But when you drop a 7 elixir card, you better have enough elixir to stop bridge spamming the other side. If the Barbud's able to pull the bridge spam like a bandit or something, then that's fine. But the graveyard gets directly on the tower, and then you're like, wait, I dropped 7 elixir, that doesn't help me defend. And obviously, if you're down that amount, you're probably just going to lose the game. Alright, so let's try to get through this one a little bit faster, because I did take one loss. We're just going to try to power through and get through this a little bit easier than the other one. That was interesting. I guess I'm going to go for Barbarian Barrel here to finish the Princess, and then also do some damage to the Baby Dragon, or not the Baby Dragon, the Musketeer. So yeah, we're good. We're chilling. Let's get it, let's get it. Can you play a game with Lava Hound? I don't like Lava Hound as a card. I think Lava Hound is just, honestly, a very hard card to play at the highest levels, so people don't necessarily give it like as much credit as it deserves. But it gets hard countered by all the wizards and executioners and everything, and I just get tilted playing it. You guys got to let me know down below in the comment section or in the live chat, what card do you like or have tried before and maybe don't like, but have found that you get hard countered every time you play it? Because for me, whenever I try to play Lava Hound and I try to make a video on it, I just, you know, I feel like I play well, but I feel like I get hard countered every game. I don't know. I think that Lava Hound is very matchup based, and you have to make a lot of really good decisions, because if you make one bad decision, you can't necessarily get out of it. Whereas if you're running a cycle deck with Mighty Miner and Fire Spirit and Ice Spirit, you can make so many garbage plays and win the game, just because your cards are incredibly strong. So what you're able to do is you're able to bail yourself out of bad situations with cheap elixir cost cards that are able to be incredibly efficient. Anyway, this game is definitely ours. He's just going to try to stack up Musketeers that we're able to poison. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Baby Dragon plus Barb Drill is the preferred way of cleaning up Graveyard. It's just really, really nice. Even if they go in for a freeze, you don't necessarily need anything that much more. You can go for Ice Wizard for the spawn-in damage as well. And I'm going to tornado that back so that Musketeer doesn't lock onto our tower. So no shenanigans here. Easy. I adore Balloon Hut, but I see so much log bait and Inferno Tower and Rocket. Yeah. I think that Hut is so much fun, but really hard to play. Mega Knight, I don't know how people win with me against it. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Mega Knight, it's a great card if you get your opponent to overcommit, but it's super bad in other situations where it gets shut down by Knights or Valkyries or other stuff. I also said for the 5th time that I'd be running Valkyrie, so we will run that right now. I think the Valkyrie version is extremely good. I don't know what I'm doing, like looking at the other stuff. Also, Valkyrie's artwork is so much worse than it used to be. Here's another thing. I think that the Royal Giant artwork is not as bad as everyone made it out to be. I think it's aight. Javier says, stop ignoring me. Yo, I don't actually ignore you. I try to read every comment I can, but sometimes I can't read everything because we have like 500 people here live. So, you know, I try to read everything, but I can't, you know. Golem is hard to play, but once I get a big push, there's no stopping until, yeah, no doubt. That's how it will always be for people, is like Golem will be a very difficult strategy to make work, but when you do make it work, it just destroys people. I love Golem. I do. The thing with Golem is people don't necessarily think that it's a big brain strategy deck. You have to find your opportunities to go in. You can't just spam it at the river and hope that it works out. Usually the people that do that are running Golem Clone, and that is very low skill. But most Golem decks require a lot of skill. Anyway, this guy's got a Ram Rider with Balloon, so I don't know what the heck this is. If you guys noticed, what I did is I waited for the Ram Rider to get the first hit, and then I tornadoed. You can't tornado it like you would with a Hog Rider to deny all damage. So you have to time it as it gets the first hit, and then you tornado. That's something that's extremely important. Hopefully, I'm teaching you guys a lot of tornado stuff today. That's one of my favorite cards in the game. Let's go. Yeah, no, Golem destroyed CRL. It beat the best players in the game, and everyone's like, oh, Golem sucks. And I'm like, yo, like, did you see what happened here? Did you see how many great players like Mugi lost to Golem? If one of the best mechanical players in the game couldn't stop Golem, that shows you how strong it can be. Because those players literally spend 12 hours a day grinding the entire time. You would think that they would be able to defend Golem every time. Because, you know, there aren't too many flashy plays you can do with Golem. If you make good decision making with Golem, even the best players in the world can't stop it. That's how good it is now. And it's getting better. Cannon got nerfed. Cannon is the best defensive structure because it's super cheap, so you can cycle back to multiple of them. So then the Lightning would give you like negative value against cannons. But now since Cannon's going to be way worse, I guarantee you Golem is going to be super, super omega ultra good. It's, yeah, there's no doubt. Golem is going to be at the top of my list for decks soon. I already like Golem. Golem is one of my main decks. I'm sure you guys will see a video on this channel as well. I'm going to be publishing my favorite Golem deck on this channel, so if you subscribe and like, you'll probably get notified when it comes out. And yeah, I'll show you guys my favorite deck. One of my main decks that I use for ladder pushing will be published on this channel. Anyway, this is way too easy, as you guys can see. If your opponent's got Mega Knight and you don't care about Mega Knight and you can just keep going in for like Knights to stop it, it's, yeah, there's nothing they can do. The biggest thing that people struggle with Mega Knight is they overcommit. Like if you're dropping a Knight plus a Valkyrie and then an Ice Wizard and single elixir and then it all dies to a Mega Knight, yeah, you deserve to lose the game then. But, you know, if you're not going into stuff into a Mega Knight and you're not wasting elixir, then Mega Knight just becomes a really bad card. Mega Knight isn't typically like a terrible card. It's just not a top tier card. I think we saw it like a couple times in CRL and it didn't have a good performance. How's your girlfriend? She's actually really good. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. She was sick, but she's getting better. So that's nice to hear that. Appreciate the attention. Much love. Much love to you too, man. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. Actually, thank you for everyone that's taking the time to watch this video and watching the stream. It means a lot. It's cool to have 500 people taking the time out of their day to watch me play a stupid mobile video game. Like, that's not something that I ever expected. That's not something that I feel like I deserve, but I'll take it. So thank you guys. I'm really, really thankful for the amazing community that we have. Use Minor Minion Horde. Minor Minion Horde is like not that good. It's truly not that good. If you want to run Minor Minion Horde, it works with Lava Hound and stuff like that, but if you're getting a double and triple elixir, Minion Horde is easier to counter because your opponent will have more elixir. Minion Horde is a card that you want to use when your opponent's elixir counts are low because it's a very difficult card to counter if you don't have the right hand. But if you can afford answers to it and double and triple elixir when you have a lot of splash damage, it just gets shut down and it's kind of trash. So I keep it real with you guys. I'm going to try to make sure that you guys don't run trash decks and you don't, you know, waste your time. That's what I try to do out here. Whenever I play these challenges, at least, I play them very seriously. When I put videos on my main channel, SIRTAG CR, I have like 500,000 subscribers there if you guys haven't already checked it out. I run a lot of stupid troll decks, like really dumb decks. I always preference at the start of the video and say that they're stupid if they are bad decks. Like the P.E.K.K.A deck that was 2.0 elixir from a couple days ago. It was a very bad deck, but I told everyone it was terrible. Anyway, I mess around there. I don't really mess around here. I always try to pulverize through those challenges as quickly as I can. So he's likely going to go in for a Goblin Barrel. I can just Valkyrie in front. The King Tower is going to be able to kill the one in the back, and then it only gets one hit, and then the Valkyrie is going to get stopped by our Valkyrie in front. He misses the rocket, so he loses the game. This is over. Even if he stops the Baby Dragon right now, the Inferno Dragon, or the Inferno Tower locks onto the Valkyrie a little bit later. So it's not working out so well for him. Good Princess, so I'm going to go in for a Tombstone to make the prediction. Always need to adjust your opponent's card cycle so you don't get finessed. We're going to Bard Barrel here for a +1 elixir trade, and then I Graveyard again. He has to Inferno Tower every single time for a -1 trade. So here's the thing. The last person beat me because they had a good answer to us. They had Dark Goblin. This guy does not have Dark Goblin. He has a very, very bad matchup. If you have the Princess one and you play against Splash Yard, you will always lose, or should always lose. If I lost this, that would be a problem. The guy would have severely outplayed me, and he would have deserved the win. But unfortunately for him, he did not get the matchup the last guy got. He did not have Mighty Mine or Dark Goblin. So yeah, he just takes an L. That's one of those things in Clash Royale that one card can make a massive difference, like a very substantial difference that people don't necessarily account for. Like, you would think that only one card wouldn't change a matchup, but man, like Princess, it's so bad against Graveyard. Like, it does splash damage, but a lot of times it will just be hitting the wrong thing, so just something to keep in mind. Also, Leonardo, thank you so much, man. Or Leandro, thank you so much for the subscription and supporting the channel, and hopefully you enjoy the emojis. Lots and lots of love. What's the best E-Barb deck? I have a really good E-Barb deck coming out on my channel soon, so definitely stay tuned for that at SIRTAG CR on YouTube. Subscribe there if you haven't already for the the E-Barb deck. Or you could type in SIRTAG E-Barbs on YouTube and then something will come up. I just don't know if it'll be that good because it might be older. Who knows? If it's like a really old deck like from a year ago, chances are the deck is going to be trash. Just going to like, well, not all the time, but most of the time. Because there's going to be changes. Anyway, we're at 570. We freaking broke the game. Yo, what happens if Clash Royale, when the new season comes out, do they just get rid of all the extra stuff? I feel like that's going to happen. Guys, there's a reason it's out of 200, right? There's no doubt at this reset of the new season, they're going to take away my 370 extra banner thing. There's no doubt, dude. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. I feel it. I feel it happening. I'm already like a little bit sad. Oh, thinking about it. You always have to expect the worst thing from them. Like when they do that stuff, it's like, so you're not disappointed. Also, Will, thank you for becoming a member for 5 months. I'm very grateful. I want to sub your channel, but unfortunately I don't have any money. Bro, here's the best thing about it. You support so much just by watching the videos and by watching the channel. I don't need any money from you. I don't need anything from you guys. You just being here and supporting me goes such a long way. And using the creator code, of course. Yeah, I genuinely prefer to get all of my money from sponsorships and stuff like that so then I can afford my editing. And then just use all the money from the sponsorships, all the money from those big companies, and then I throw it back into the channel, and that's my MO. That's my goal. I never want to pressure you guys for donations. I never want to do that. And hopefully, like, I'll never have to even ask for that type of stuff. Just because luckily I'm in a position where a lot of the stuff that I have for videos can be completely covered by, you know, Raid Shadow Legends just doing a free-to-play ad or whatever for, you know, the amount of money that they give me. I just put that back into my editing. I pay my 6 editors and I'm happy. and that's what I do. And that's, I don't know. I think that's a beautiful thing about sponsorships, at least for mobile games, there's so many of them. And then also on top of that, the sponsorships, like they pay a lot. And they allow me to afford what I'm able to do. Like, I would not be able to get 20 hours of editing for my videos if I didn't have sponsorships. And I'm so thankful that the community that we have understands that I need to take those sponsorships or I wouldn't be able to afford my editing. So it's really, really cool that you guys, or at least most people, like 99% of the community, understand that. And then the people that don't, then it's just like, I don't really care about them anyway. Like, it's like, it's just one of those... It's like very easy to understand when I do explain it, you know? But yeah. Is it a strategy for the real world? Yeah, no doubt. That's how it should be, right? Good to know, man. Hey, thanks for being here and thanks for understanding what I'm saying. Yo, Will, thank you so much for another gifted sub. Of course, all the money from the gifted subs and the donations that you guys give me, it goes back into the channel. Yeah, I just wanted to say that as well. Anyway, should be a very easy win. If he poisons, then he doesn't have anything for the graveyard. Let's try to take more towers out here. Let's show you how bad Mega Knight is as a card when we play well. Like, look at how easy this is going to be to defend for us. Let's just stunt on him out here. We can go for Tornado again. Barb Barrel here. Lightning comes down. Doesn't matter. I think we can go in for an Isozard after that. So then it splashes and finishes everything off. And then we go for Baby Dragon. But as you guys can see, Mega Knight is no problem. It's just too easy. So, yeah, I think that Mega Knight is an extremely overrated card on offense. Splash Guard's pretty broken, so just vibe with that. And, you know, we keep cruising. We stay winning. Perhaps you use this gem to banner tokens, take the bonus tickets. JK, I don't know how donos are used as Lufrock. I freaking love you. I really do. You're an incredible person, Luna, and I just want to say thank you. The draft glitch happens when you pick the right one for 1 or less seconds. Also glitches 3 draft. Love ya. Keep it up. My name is not Leonardo. I'm so sorry, man. Have a good one. Leandro, right? It's Leandro? I'm pretty sure it's Leandro. Let me know if it's not Leandro. You don't have to donate. You can just type it in the chat and let me know. I know it's not Leonardo. I'm super sorry about that. I know it's Leandro. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But thank you again for the $5 as well, sir. Love your content, says Harsh. Harsh, thanks for the reality, man. Appreciate that. All right, so a lot of people are asking me to do whatever. What do you guys want? Do you guys want me to do a random deck and just see if we can win? Let's screw around. Let's do it. Let's Clash Royale, the way Clash Royale would want it to be. Random deck. I don't even care what it gives me. Easy. Easy out here. Play another deck? Yeah, I got another deck. I just did random deck. Random deck, yeah. I don't know what it's going to give me. Is this a real deck? No way, right? Did I just RNG my way into victory? Dude, I have a Goblin Drill Princess deck. No way. Wait, I'm not even fibbing. I feel like this is a real deck. Like, legitimately, this looks like something that I would actually play. Besides the random lightning with Goblin Drill that doesn't make sense at all. This does kind of vibe for me. We're going to go Rascals, and then 2 of them are going to die because I wasn't able to separate them perfectly, but it's fine. And then we can go for a Valkyrie here, too. Wow, we chilling hard. Oh, wait. This is scary. This is not good. I don't think I can pull both of them. I was able to pull one of them, and then the other one was going directly to the King Tower, but you need something in the middle, like sacrificing the princess and then tornadoing, but I didn't have elixir, so I kind of had to just sit there and eat it like a snack. Yo, miss me with that right now. Please, can you not do this to me? Can you not savagely spam your Elite Barbarians into me? Okay, wait. We chilling. This is a way more of a challenge. Maybe I should do the, after showing a good deck for the challenge, maybe I should start doing RNG and then just playing them through with random decks. I don't know if you guys would ever want me to do that in the future, because I think that's way more challenging for me and more fun. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the future if you guys have any challenges for me. See if I can beat some of these challenges without Pass Royale. Or if you guys want me to do more of an instructional, like, hey, these are the things that you should play to complete these challenges quicker. I have no clue if you guys want a mix of that, or maybe just memes, or maybe just pure strategy. So you guys let me know in the comments on that as well. Also, we are crushing it right now. Dude, 2 princesses on the map. These E-Barbs are struggling. It's like they're trying to learn how to swim, but they can't. Dude, they're drowning out here. They're drowning in sorrow and tears. And, yeah, everything's dying. You can go Rascals in the middle. Don't tell me you're about to get 3-crowned by a random RNG deck. Please tell me you're not getting 3-crowned by a random RNG deck. Bro, this should not be so. This should not be so, my man. Okay, yeah, RNG is best game. RNG is best deck, apparently. Let's go. Random decks are better content. Yeah, too easy. We got the juicy emoji. We'll be showing you guys that real quick. And just a quick reminder, I do these challenges every single time they come out. I'm starting to do them right as they come out, so then you guys can guarantee whenever the challenge is live, you just come to my channel and find out that there's a video on it. This emoji is fire. I think this is one of the better emojis that they've had this month. I like the sound. I like everything about it. Usually I don't like buildings, but I think that one kind of grew on me. So yeah, the next challenge that comes out, whenever that is, it will be on the channel. Just subscribe, get notified, like the video if you enjoyed so it gets pushed out to more people. Liking helps me out. It supports me without even spending any money. I love you guys no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you guys have for the rest of your day. I hope it's an amazing one. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.